Water.
Earth.
Fire.
Air.
For the longest time, the four nations have lived together in harmony. Under the wise leadership of Avatar Roku, the world has experienced an era of peace and prosperity unlike any other. But with the recent death of Avatar Roku after his volcanic island erupted, members of all four nations feel the winds and tides of change. With the search for the new Avatar only just beginning, the world seems poised on the brink of conflict. But without the Avatar, who will save the world?
My name is Bree, also known as PrettiPixel, and I am playing Shurva, a warrior from the Fire Nation.
I'm Andrew, also go by Lucifer. I'm playing Firebender that goes by Mako Bow.
Hello, I'm Ali, and I'm playing Oki, a waterbender from the Northern Water Tribe.
I'm Brandon, and I'm Rung-Bolo, an earthbender from the Earth Nation.
Hey, I'm Dave, and my character is Aal, the airbender from the Air Nomads.
And I'm Owen, the dungeon master of this ragtag group of members of all four nations. Hello! Count it down! Hello everybody, how you doing? My name's Owen. We got half the gang here with us tonight. We've got most of us here joining for Avatar Legends. I know it's been a little bit of time. We've been away. Well, I've been away, and that meant that the stream has been away. But I'm back now. Had back-to-back conferences last week and the week before, but we're all done. I'm finished, thank God. I've had a chance to catch up on some sleep. I was very, very sleep deprived, but we're back. We're doing Avatar Legends tonight. Now, unfortunately, Bree can't join us tonight, so Shurva will not be playing with us. Bree's in Wagga, I think she said. I don't know what she's doing there. Andrew's supposed to be joining us, but has not arrived yet. So we can only assume that Andrew is napping. There's no other explanation for where
He's doing a Mako.
He's doing a Mako. Literally
Really
doing a
getting into
Mako.
the character.
He's either napping or making a wish.
It's only one of those two options, right?
I wish I could have more sleep.
Yeah. Now, I've just messed up the overlay super, super briefly, just because I wanted to put the new
I like this
overlay
one.
on. Yeah.
They got the now it looks like the
Ooh.
Swedish flag or something you got there, but the way it like intersects.
Yeah, I like it. It's good. It's good. That's the new overlay. We've got some mountains. So for those of you who listen to the podcast, I like to have little video backgrounds of an overlay to show where we are in the world. So because we're sort of heading into the Northern Air Temple for this session, the next couple of sessions, got a bit of a mountain background. I will have to change the font color to white just because it doesn't show up super well in this background, but I will do that at a later date. There's no need to do that right now. I can see Bree's in chat. Yeah, she's in Wagga. We called it. What a nerd. So we'll be enjoying some Avatar Legends tonight. It's not going to be a super, super long session. Well, we'll see if Andrew comes back in. Hopefully he does come and join us for the session. We'd love to have him. But yeah, probably won't be a super, super long session tonight. We'll just get back into the groove of things and get a bit more into the story next session. So, any news from anybody to share? Any fun updates? No. All been pretty boring while I was away, hey?
Being addicted. Sorry, go on.
Addicted to...
No Man's Sky.
to you.
Oh,
We picked
No
it
Man's
up
Sky.
after the latest update.
what
Oh
a
my gosh.
redemption arc that game has gone through. I pre-ordered it. I got it. Now, I hadn't boarded the hype train. I'd sort of seen a couple of bits of marketing and thought, oh, that looks fun. And then I don't know how I managed this, but I managed to dodge every single every single Sean Murray interview. And I just didn't hear any of the promises that weren't delivered. So when I got the game, I was like, oh, this is great. And I was playing through it. And I'm going, yeah, this is fun. This is cool. This is what I thought it was. And then I just see all the hate online. I'm going, what is going on here? And then they released an update. I'm like, oh, cool new things. And then they released another update. And they've just kept going on it. Like, absolutely.
Have you played in the last 6 months? Or
No,
like
not
last
in the
3 months?
last 3 months.
Oh man, I love the time I spend on it, but I hate the amount of time I spend on it.
Oh, okay. What do you mean? Tell me more.
I've been playing for like 2 weeks, and I've already spent like 35 to 40 hours.
It's a bit like that.
In
It is.
2 weeks.
It's a bit of a money sink. It is a bit of a money sink. That is very true. No, I'll have to get back in and play it and lose all of my free time once more into the black hole that is No Man's Sky. Definitely.
Is it a Steam game?
Also for Sean Murray.
You can get on Steam. Yeah.
It's on Steam.
Free on Games Pass. If a quick shout out to Microsoft Xbox Games Pass.
No, they don't sponsor us. No shout out.
Please sponsor us.
They were
Microsoft.
PlayStation one.
Awesome.
I just got the PlayStation one last night. So good.
Never gonna sponsor us, mate. Although if PlayStation want to send me a PS5, I hear they're hard to come by at the moment. I wouldn't say no. Wouldn't say no. Just saying.
Games Pass Ultimate goes on the PC as well, or Games Pass is on.
It's good to know. Oh, who's hyped for Pokemon Sword Shield? No, not Sword Shield. Violet Scarlet.
Violet Scarlet.
Violet Scarlet. Okay, who's getting what? Because obviously we're all Pokemon fans here. Dave, Violet or Scarlet?
I'm leaning towards Violet.
Yeah. Okay. Ali, Violet or Scarlet?
Hang on, I need to look at the box art again.
One's red, one's purple. One's
They
past,
haven't
one's
released
future.
enough exclusives yet, so
Violet. And
Probably
Brandon has sunk slowly down from his chair and disappeared from view. Is Brandon not a Pokemon fan?
He's never played a game.
No, I don't play Pokemon. That's why I was just leaving the conversation right now.
Appropriate.
I'm sorry, everyone.
No, do not rejoin until you've been given permission. No. Stay down there. Absolutely not.
My pillow fell down.
I know.
Sorry.
That's good. You deserve no pillow. You don't play Pokemon. I have to say, looking through it, I thought I would be more for Scarlet because I mean, original games. I was Pokemon Red. Like that was where it was at. Ruby. I got Pokemon Ruby. Like every time there's a fire starter, I pretty much pick the fire starter with only one exception, Rowlet. So I thought I'd be Scarlet. No, it's gonna be Violet. Looks too cool. The thing that got me was the trailer where you see the Pokemon, the box art Pokemon, like in their motorcycle forms. The red one has a fucking wheel and still runs. What are you doing, Nintendo? What are you doing?
Motorcycle form.
What? But it's still running. But it's got this massive wheel coming out of its
the
chest.
wheels is for the Leon for when it's
tuck it out. That I tell you what.
The trailer, so this is wild.
Have you not seen that?
So stupid. But
Have you not seen it, Ali? Oh, you've got to check it out. So all of the legendaries have different forms. You like ride on them throughout the game. So there's like a climbing form, there's like a swimming form, there's a gliding form, and then there's motorcycle form.
Like a sailing form.
Sailing form. But yeah, no. So the Violet Miraidon, I think, like for motorcycle form, it just fucking glides like a hover bike. It looks cool as shit.
Yes,
but then you like see the one for Korraidon, which is the dinosaur one. I love that Brandon is still staying down there. Like, oh my god, I see the chair just falling over slowly in the background. You can come up now, Brandon. I was kidding, mate.
No, it just feels like I lay down.
Korraidon just runs. Like, even though he's got this massive fucking wheel coming out the front of his chest, he just runs, and it looks so dumb because the wheel looks like it's banging into the ground every time he takes a step.
Yeah, it's galloping.
It looks so stupid.
Oh man.
I had a bit of a laugh at that. Yeah. So no, just I'll probably go Pokemon Violet. I think it's sounding pretty close at this point, I reckon. So I'm excited. I'm excited for that. I think that's going to be really, really fun. And I'll definitely play them through. I did get some music on the background. I definitely loved Pokemon Legends Arceus. I thought that was amazing, and it looks like they're incorporating a lot of the new mechanics they tried out in Legends Arceus. So I'm excited. Terrasticizing, turning Pokemon into crystals, wearing stupid hats. How do we feel about that? I've given away how I feel about it.
I think it's the dumbest thing since Gigantamax.
Yeah. Why can't we go back to Mega Evolutions? That was
Mega
brilliant.
Evolutions is so cool.
Yeah. I'm just.
There's only one cool Gigantamax, and that was the Snorlax one, which has like a garden on his belly.
Yeah, I'd pay that.
Apart from that, they're all just stupid.
Oh, actually, no. There was one I really, really liked. I'm trying to remember. There was another one that was really, really good. Oh, the Gigantamax. What was that? Sorry.
It's not the cake that turned into a bigger cake. I hope.
It's not the cake that turned into a bigger cake. No, that was stupid as shit. It's what's the Grimmsnarl? Grimmsnarl's one looks really cool.
All these things you say that you think are dumb, I'm like, man, maybe I do need to play Pokemon.
A cake that turns into a bigger cake. I don't know what to tell you.
A cake that turns into a bigger cake? Oh.
It's no cake.
The mask cake.
CAKE.
Oh.
Yeah.
A cake Pokemon sounds cool though. I would.
And, hey, I'm just saying right now, if we're going to Spain for this next one, which is I think Violet and Scarlet set in Spain, as if they don't have like a red cape Pokemon that like flashes Tauros to like get it to run at it, like a Matador. Seriously, that has to be one of the Pokemon.
Can we do their marketing for them, their product team, because they're doing it terribly.
I've messaged for Nintendo. Appoint me as your creative director, and I promise you, I will make better gimmicks for your Pokemon games. Because all I'm going to do is bring back Mega Evolution every single time. It's just Mega Evolution forever. Every Pokemon gets a Mega.
That's all you have to do.
Just got to reach out to Mort Dog on Twitch because he was like, he's the designer for like Teamfight Tactics, and he was like one of the head people at Nintendo. So you just got to get on his stream right now, be like, oi, hook me up.
I know you don't know who I am, but here's why you should. Yeah, all right, I'll give it a go. All right, I've stalled enough. Andrew still hasn't come yet. I gave it my best to stall. Give him time to come in. We're going to start the session. Our story has been following Shurva and Mako of the Fire Nation, Rung of the Earth Kingdom, Oki of the Water Tribe, and Aal of the Air Nomads. The children of important ambassadors of each of the 4 nations, they have been attending a historic summit at the Beifong Estate. With the recent death of Avatar Roku following the eruption of his volcanic island home, omens of war and conflict seem numerous. The team are now leaving the Northern Water Tribe and heading south with some Air Nomads. Having trained to calm the spirits, Oki and the team have successfully appeased the Fox Spirit of the North and learnt that 3 other spirits still need to be located. Returning from the ruined temple on the iceberg, Aal came across 4 airbenders, Payon, Legshay, Tien, and Sun, who had travelled north to investigate what they described as a feeling of malevolence amongst the spirits. After convincing Ahini to accompany them, the group are now travelling on the back of Yeon, the Sky Bison, to the Northern Air Temple, to seek the wisdom of the Air Nomads in locating the remaining spirits, and also to give Aal a chance to reconnect with his lost friends and family amongst the Air Nomads. And that's all the backstory you're getting for tonight. We're going to jump straight back into the session. We left off last session as Yeon's powerful tail slaps down against the ocean's surface, the Sky Bison rising up, water pouring off his flanks. All of you, except for Aal and the Air Nomads, so in this case, just Oki and Rung, because Shurva and Mako are just going to be unconscious for this entire session. Oki and Rung, as Yeon takes off, you feel your stomachs drop as this lurch and movement pushes you upwards. You're sort of thrown into your seats if your stomachs drop, and it's very uncomfortable feeling as Yeon takes off. Sitting at the front, Payon calls out, "Yip, yip," whips the reins once more, as you see Yeon turn and bank around the edges of the Northern Water Tribe's main harbour gate. Below you, you can see members of the Water Tribe, mostly, I would say, children and young adults looking up and like waving and whistling and calling out, seeing Yeon the Sky Bison take off. Just realised how close Payon and Yeon are in terms of the names. That was completely unintentional, and I'm going to get them mixed up during this session because of my own terrible naming conventions, but that's what I get. As the Sky Bison banks around, children are waving and getting excited and calling out, seeing the Sky Bison bank overhead. Next to you, Aal, you can see Tsun, the very excitable young airbender, who looks to be about 14, 15, doesn't have her airbending master tattoos yet, but is dressed in the novice robes of the airbenders, leaning over the side, waving, going, "Hi! I mean, bye!" She like leans over the edge, waving to all the people below. Next to you, Oki, Tien, the sort of older airbender, again, looks to be somewhat of a novice, does have his tattoos, but they are a bit, I mean, to your eyes looking at them, they're not as intricate and as beautiful as Aal's are. The edges aren't quite as defined. It looks like they aren't as well done. And he's sort of sitting there sullen, hunched over, clutching his robes around himself, being like, "Yeah, it'd be good to get out of the cold." Just unbelievable. As he's muttering to himself. Payon at the front whips the reins once more as the Sky Bison banks and turns, now heading towards the south. Sitting on the front of the saddle, Legshay, the older female airbender with the shaved head towards the back and then the long hair braided back around her, wearing master's robes, again, beautiful airbending tattoos across her body, gives a bit of a smile as she looks over the lot of you, clutching on probably for dear life as your first time in a Sky Bison. And you get the sense that the airbenders are having a bit of fun. They're flying a bit erratically, trying to sort of get a bit of a reaction. Payon sort of looking back every so often and with a bit of a smirk on his face as he sees you guys being tumbled about a bit. Now my question is, particularly Rung, as an earthbender, how are you doing while this is going on? How's Rung reacting to this?
Was it Tion? Was it that was waving down saying bye? Hi.
Sun. Sun is the younger. Yeah, Sun is the younger girl. Sun. Tsun.
Yeah.
Sun.
When I'll write that down so I forget that one.
You will.
When Sun was doing that little thing, he will easily. Rung was like trying to do the same thing. He was like, oh, bit in the guts, and he sort of looked down to do the same thing with Sun, and then just got immensely just like nauseous. So he's been sitting there as it's been banking, just trying to hold it in. You can hold this one down. Oh, I had a big breakfast. Oh, I really shouldn't have overdone it. There was so much protein. And he's now thinking, what was worse, this or the time that he was like made sick by the trapper or that other chick? That was
Oh, when you were on the
Shurva.
back with what was her name?
Yeah.
June.
June. Yes,
Yeah.
thank you. Yes.
Yeah, June and her creature. That poisoning he went through quite a few times, paralysis.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest, not undeserved. All right, so let me just do that a little bit. I've just realized as well that if you guys want to hear the music that I've got playing in the background, you will have to open Roll20. I have not found a way to incorporate music into the new system yet, so I'm sorry about that. You will have to have Roll20 open. I lied! I'm sorry.
We'll ask the devs. Devs, add in music, please. Well, thank you.
They will. They're very responsive, the devs of this new one. I think we'll probably be sticking with it because it's pretty damn cool. I've got literally a song called "In the Clouds." I'm like, yeah, that seems appropriate. Oh, it's so uplifting. Yeah, let's get into this. But yeah, as the Sky Bison banks around and continues heading towards the south, you can see the ice floes drop away below you, the open ocean sort of falling back and away as the Sky Bison begins heading towards the south. As Pion gets the Sky Bison in a bit of a holding pattern and the Bison levels out and you find yourselves sort of reaching a bit of a stable movement, the wind around you drops a little bit. You can see clouds overhead and passing underneath you as well. And as that happens, Sun leans back in and goes, "Ah, that was so cool. Oh, they don't often do like really fun takeoffs, but that's okay. Like this one was fun." Oki, next to you, Ahini, is like huddled in, looking out the side, just looking out the side of the Bison, not looking in the saddle, just focusing on the horizon line. Sort of going, "Yeah, that was really cool. Yep. I'm just gonna keep looking at the horizon. I've not been seasick in some time." She keeps looking at the side of the saddle. Mako and Shurva sort of huddling over the side, looking a little bit worse for wear as well. You can see that they're probably not having the best time either, as the Sky Bison has sort of taken off with a bit of craziness as it headed out. But yeah, Oki, how would you be going? We know how Rung's doing. How would you be doing?
I think she's I'd say it would be less of like a sea/air sickness with Oki and more of like she is white knuckle gripping onto the edge of the saddle. Like,
Okay, nice.
you know, typically in her experience, anytime anything's sort of gone whoosh upwards, it's always come down with like a loud sort of crash. And so she's like, shit, we're all gonna die.
Okay, yep, fair enough. And Aal, I mean, you're kind of in your element here. You've ridden on Sky Bison many, many times before. How's Aal doing?
Yeah, I think Al's never ridden a Sky Bison with non-airbenders before, so I think he is conscious that his friends are a bit uneasy. The thought very quickly comes in and disappears from his mind. Looking at Mako, he's like, it would just be so easy, just like the temple. But it leaves his mind just as quick as it comes in.
You watch as like Mako, as he turns towards you, you see something on his clothes. You see text appearing. Do it.
Yeah.
No, Mako does not
I'll
have.
shake his head.
Bowl of fire just falling through the edge.
But yeah, I mean the Sky Bison are very well trained, very smooth takeoff, a bit of fun. You can tell they're having a bit of fun, but yeah, smooth takeoff and now maintaining a really beautiful trajectory as you guys head south. They've gone up quite high. The cold is prevalent, you're sure, but again, you're not feeling it. You don't feel cold at all.
It feels fresh. It feels good. I think Al goes to Oki and Rung and Mako and Shurva and just says like it just gives them tips on how to like enjoy the flight. Oh, and Ahini as well. Just like if you just lean back, you don't have to grip so hard because you'll know when the bison's about to buck or anything like that. Like he's just trying to give everyone like tips and also just reassure them like, and if worst comes to worst, if anyone does fall off, like we will catch you so that's fine.
Heaney looks at you, Aal.
Oki grips a bit harder.
Rung's following these to a T. He looks like he's trying to relax. Like, okay, so don't grip so hard, just like this, and grip. Lean back stiffly. He's like,
Heaney looks at you, Aal, and goes,
following them.
I didn't think we were going to fall off, but now that you've like specifically said that, and specifically said that you're going to catch us, I'm a bit worried about it now. I'll be honest.
Oh, no airbenders ever fallen off a bison before.
Next to you, Oki, Tien goes under his breath. Well, that's clearly not true.
Oh, we
And he
glide.
died?
Oh.
If they've fallen off, did they all survive? Please tell me they all survived.
Most of them.
He's just riling you up. Tien, why are you riling them up? What, are you from the Northern Air Temple, Tien?
No.
Tiensen?
No, I'm from the south.
That's probably why we haven't met before. How long have you been traveling out of the South Temple?
For at least 3 weeks. Pion said I needed to get out more.
Why? What do you usually just do back at the temple?
Stay inside.
I can see why. I can see why.
Sun comes over and like pulls up his sleeve and goes, "Look how white his arms are! I don't think he's seen sunlight before." He like pulls his arm back and pulls his sleeves down. Piss off. He's got like a, I believe they call it a moon tan. Sorry, Rob.
Yes, he's from here in Moontan. It's like he likes it inside. He could have a great job in the Earth Kingdom. He won't be white. He'll be covered in soot. But he can spend as much time underground as you want. He can't really get his words out
hate
well.
Underground. He just sits there being all sully. Hate dirt. Hate underground. Yeah, he really doesn't like getting dirty. I threw some mud at him on the first day and he shouted at me and threw lots of stuff back. It was really funny. As Sun's like sort of like running around and being a bit of a pest. It's the best way to describe. So yeah, to give context to Sun again. 13, 14 years old, clearly having the time of her life, dressed in the novice robes. Hair hasn't been shaved back, so she's just got sort of like 2 buns on the side of her head, almost a little bit Leia-esque. Excuse me. And yeah, just absolutely being a bit of a pest. Whereas Tien has, thank you. Whereas Tien does have part of his head shaved, but you can see that they've actually left like a little bit of sideburns, but it doesn't fully connect up with the beard. So he's just got like little like caterpillars of hair from like just the top of his ears down a little bit lower before it then turns into this really shitty scraggly beard, and then it's just neck beard after that, but like neck beard scraggle, like teenage neck beard. It's not good. Brandon's covering his face. Yeah, a bit like Brett. No. It's not ideal, and you can see that he's looking around like pretty sullen, like tucked into his robes, like looking a bit like. He sort of spots Mako staring at him. What are you looking at, Firebender? Oh, nothing. Just admiring the view.
Oh, that's cute.
Tien looks around, like off the thing, and Mako sniggers and then looks at Shurva, and Shurva like punches him on the arm. I think that's what they do. Alrighty. As you guys are sort of having this bit of a discussion, Legshay steps over and just walking calmly, standing on the back of the sky bison in the saddle, walks over calmly, stands in the middle, folds her arms underneath her robes, tucking her hands into her sleeves. Well, we are all headed for the Northern Air Temple, as you know. We probably won't be staying around too long, Aal and companions. I was planning to head back towards the Eastern Air Temple not too long after, and I will take our 2 wards, Tien and Sun, with me. Sun looks up and goes, "Oh, but I want to see the Northern Temple. I've been to the Eastern Air Temple. I've done the West. You haven't taken me to the Northern one." We will be visiting the Northern Air Temple soon. It's okay, you will have a chance to stay, but we won't be there very long, maybe a day or 2 before we head off. Oh, but how am I going to find all the lemurs? The lemurs? Yeah, there's different lemurs at every temple. My friend told me they're like so cute. I'm going to catch them all Like, I'm gonna have one from each temple. I'm sorry. You do know that you can't have pets in the dormitories. Yeah, but if I have them all like outside in like a little like enclosure, I could start like a wildlife sanctuary. That's pretty airbender. Hey, we will talk about this soon later. No, but I want to do this now. No, soon. Later, we will talk about this, okay?
But Sun, you wouldn't want to take the little lemur away from his friends in the Northern Air Temple, would you?
Oh, you're so right. Legshay, I'm going to have to take them all. I'm going to have to take all the lemurs. I can't separate them from their friends. I can't do it. Yes, thank you, That is a good point. Sun, we will discuss this later, okay? Why don't you practice some of the breathing techniques that we talked about on the way here? But then I can't talk too much. Yeah, exactly. Why don't you sit and practice those breathing techniques and in, hold the breath, and exhale. Yeah, I'm doing it. Like over in the corner. Just really getting into it. Yeah. Tien as like watches. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No. Go.
I was just gonna say, Rung just seeing her do the breathing things and overhearing a bit of the whole no pets thing, so like just like grabs over the fur and just like shuffles, holding onto the fur. It's just like on the side of the boat, essentially. It just like squeezes over. It's like, what's the whole thing about pets? Is that just a lemur thing, or like all pets allowed or not allowed?
Sorry, I can't talk. I'm doing my breathing exercises. But I think that probably you would be exempt from that because you're not an airbender. Yeah. Rung just passes out from hyperventilating. He just watches Rung just.
Oh, the air is thin up here.
Yeah. Rung's first time doing Wim Hof.
Yeah. You just watch as Rung begins going, and then just collapses. And Sun looks over and goes, he's doing it so well. He's meditating now. Can I meditate? You see Legshay just go like hand over head. No more breathing exercises, Sun. Keep going. You're doing very well. Oh, we've lost Brandon. Brandon! Can you guys still see Brandon?
I went flat as I had my head back laughing.
Oh, it's his webcam utility. That's fine. I'll just turn your camera off. Let me know when it's back on, and I'll put your cam back on.
Be a second.
No. So as this is happening, Legshay sort of turns back over towards the three of you. Or I should say the four of you, because Rung's now over there. Oki, Aal, Mako, and Shurva. She looks over and goes, yes, so I understand that you were hoping to speak to some of the gurus about the spirits that you had been looking into in the Northern Water Tribe temples. Was there anything you wished to ask me? I am one of the spiritual, you could say, researchers of the Western Air Temple. We've done a lot of work out there near the Fire Nation. I am a bit of an educator there at the Fire and Air Community Center. Which Owen only just learnt about 35 seconds ago. Thanks to Dave.
Who also learnt about it 36 seconds ago. So
wait, you're on the cutting edge of lore. We don't really know how this lore goes, but we're gonna make it up.
So what do you do with the Fire Nation?
Well, as you might be aware, there's been a lot of interest in the air nomad way of life since Avatar Roku's time. Avatar Roku, during his training in the Air Temple, adopted a lot of our philosophies and spirituality and brought that back with him to the Fire Nation. And we saw an opportunity to open up, speak to the other nations a little bit more. We had been quite isolationist for some time, as I'm sure your history teachers would have gone through. Taka, I'm sure, would have impressed upon you our isolationist history. But we thought maybe it was time for change. So we built a center of learning there to help teach the Fire Nation about the air nomad way of life. And despite some initial setbacks and some problems, I think it's been rather well received.
And have you heard a lot from the Fire Nation and the politics there?
Oh, we don't get involved in politics. It's not something that we find particularly interesting, and obviously the Fire Nation is a sovereign state. We should not be meddling. showing too much interference in Fire Nation politics. But yes, I understand that Fire Lord Sozin has been rather aggressive in his policies as of late. The dragon hunting, we can only condone such vicious actions to hunt such noble creatures. To kill them for sport is not the airbender way.
Well, yeah, good luck with that. I think as far as, unless Oki and Rung, unless there was anything you wanted to ask, we talked about a lot of it with Old Man Kudok. Sorry, Old Man Tanuk back at the Water Tribe, I'm pretty sure.
Here in your
Kudok,
mind,
sorry.
I'm not that old. Just in your mind. Pion sort of hearing you guys talk a little bit and knowing that he doesn't have to do too much more steering of the Sky Bison at the moment, comes and stands next to Sister Tucker and then sort of leans back as a bit of a stretch, cracks his neck, and then sits down cross-legged with his feet up on top of his knees, just a little bit back from the center of the saddle. What are you all talking about? I was feeling rather left out up the front. Anything to share?
I just woke up from a deep bout of meditation.
I did not know that citizens of the Earth Kingdom practiced meditation regularly. That is very good to hear. Very good indeed.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like passing out. With no thoughts.
No. Clearing your mind is an important step.
It was pretty clear.
You hear Tien under his breath. Shouldn't be too hard for an earthbender.
You're right. It is very easy. I think I've got a lot of coal up in there at the moment, though. Maybe that was my lungs. Maybe that's why I couldn't breathe that well. Anyway.
Coal? Oh, yes, of course. You worked for a mine, did you not? Your friends mentioned.
Yes. The Bolo family. We own a pretty big mine, and a lot of people are mining.
It's all mine.
I went to a lot of mining. It's all mine, baby. So I think all that breathing didn't really work too well for me. I might not do too much of that again. I don't think it's an Earth Kingdom thing.
Indeed. Pion, I was just telling them about the learning center, the Fire and Air Learning Center in the Fire Nation near the Western Air Temple. Yes, we had some trouble with the guiding wind there, did we not? I wasn't going to speak about that too much. I was just mentioning how many great strides we've taken recently. Oh, you don't need to worry about that. It's nothing to be concerned about.
I mean, like I'm trying to be worldly, Sister Lake Shay. Could you explain the guiding wind to us?
Can you do me a favor, Dave? Can you turn your camera slightly towards the legend?
Yep.
Thank you so much. That's Dave. There we go. Yeah, he's there.
This is my chair also sinks as well over time.
There you go.
Nice.
Hey. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, so
I was doing it at my Noseby, whatever
No, that's perfect. You center on my screen. Like she's sort of pausing, goes, perhaps Pion would be best to speak about this. And you notice as she gives Pion a very pointed look, and then walks over towards the front of the bison, climbs onto the head, and begins steering. Pion sort of gives her a bit of a look and looks back and goes, What is it you wanted to know about the guiding wind, friend?
What is it?
It's a group of airbender philosophers and thinkers, and they have some very good, very thought out approaches to how the air nomads should hold on to their tradition.
So you don't like us having a center in the Air Nation?
Oh, I have no problems with such a thing. I just believe our efforts should be spent on more productive pursuits, don't you?
Like thinking?
Thinking is good. The Fire Nation traditionally have been, rather quite militaristic. Do we really expect them to listen to what we have to say, to take on our stance of non-violence and care for all? This is just a fad for them, a passing interest in the air nomad culture. It's not genuine. They're just bored, looking for some distraction, and for the moment, the flavor is air nomad culture. They're not actually going to change who they are, so I feel no need to waste our time on such things.
Mako, and Shurva, have you guys been to this fire and air learning center?
This isn't fair. They're not here. You're going to make me roleplay their characters and possibly say or do things they wouldn't say or do. Thank you, Dave.
Okay.
No, it's all right. No, it's all good. No, it's a good call. It's a good call. I like it. I will do it
now
because it's hilarious. Marco's like, oh yeah. Daddy took me. No, he doesn't say that. No, he doesn't say that. I couldn't resist. Only because Andrew was supposed to be here tonight and he hasn't come. I'm gonna. Yes, Daddy took me and he blew the wind all up in me. No, he doesn't say that.
This is your punishment if you don't arrive.
This is what you get for not coming on time, Andrew. Is there some way we could send him like a wake up message?
Does he have like a Google Home thing? Because we had access to it. We could just like.
Oh yeah,
use
we could
Google
just
Home
troll him.
to
I could make it go as his alarm. Daddy.
Daddy.
So what he actually says is, I've been there once or twice. Sometimes there's good things to check out, and sometimes when Father was busy and had things he needed to do, I would just be left to kind of my own devices. Shurva and I would go and check out things like museums or shows or things like that, like the Ember Island Players. Shurva sort of looks at him and goes, when did you ever show any interest in anything like that? I had to drag you because your dad made you go. I was interested. I just didn't want to pretend to be too interested. I thought maybe you weren't interested. What are you talking about? I don't remember ever going to this center of air and fire. Like, what are you making this up? No, maybe I was there. Maybe it was before you. Maybe it was before. It was before you came in and started being my bodyguard. I've always been your bodyguard. So watch your tone, mate. And that's what they say.
I'll ask you more about it next time, Mako.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Ah. Yeah. Andrew does that every fucking time, so I thought I'd do it now.
He'll sleep on
it. Father.
Father.
Daddy. As you push Mako off, you hear Daddy.
Daddy. I was just thinking of IT crowd. We just bust through the church and the funeral. It's like Father.
Yeah, that's good reference. Good reference.
Thank you. Can't get my head anyway.
Pion sort of looks and nods and goes, see? I bet if you ask them what they remember from it, they could give you no details.
Brother Pion, you're from the Southern Air Temple, right? With
yes,
Tiansun.
That is correct.
He seems to have an attitude to other nations. Is that something that is in a cultural thing at the Southern Air Temple?
Don't have an attitude. You've got an attitude. I'll give you an attitude in a minute.
How old is Tiansun?
Tien is, in your eyes, maybe same age as you, maybe a touch older, 17, 18, maybe 19.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Tien is just upset at how things have worked out. Tien, would you like to share why you're here with us on this journey? You said I had to get out more because you said I was spending too much time indoors, and now you're making me come on a whole journey around the world to deal with spirits. Because you were very interested in the research behind spirits, I thought some hands-on experience might be good for you. And this way, you get to see how all of the knowledge you've been acquiring can be applied. Yeah, like I said, dragging me around the place.
Are you interested in spirits, Tien?
Yeah, of course I am. Spirits are really cool.
But you don't want to see spirits?
No, spirits are really scary.
You're not wrong.
I can see them when I read about them.
They're just glowy, really. Not that scary.
Yeah.
Or big. Big and glowy. Or small and
Big
glowy.
teeth.
Or really tiny and glowy.
Sometimes
They're
they
just
try
glowy.
and get to open up portals.
I mean, the fox was cute when it was docile.
When it wasn't
It was
trying
cute, it
to
was
kill me,
cute.
you mean? says Mako.
The one that tried to steal your blood was kind of scary, though. That one time.
Yeah, that wasn't a fan of that one.
Wasn't that a waterbender called a
should-
healer?
Well, it was like the whole thing
stuff.
calling to a higher being's bidding, something like that.
Yeah.
Either way, we need Marco's blood for later, maybe.
Yep.
Mako looks at us.
Yavu, I think, was the spirit.
Yeah, you are correct.
Have you guys ever heard of Yavu?
Yavu.
Yobbo.
I don't know if that rings a bell. Tien next to you goes, Yavu, one of the dark spirits, power 10, manipulation 5. Starts like rattling off these like stats that he's like clearly made up himself. And then like Yavu has been trying to escape from the spirit portal forever.
Ah. Where Yabu, you heard of him before?
He's in a book. He makes deals with people.
Huh.
Deals.
Aw.
What kind of
You are pretty
deals?
knowledgeable, Tien.
It's just something I read in a book. Don't get too excited. It might not even be real.
Was it
Definitely.
a book full of pictures and colours?
No, it was a book full of writing.
probably real then.
It's not a children's book.
It's probably real. That's
Do
my
you even know
experience
what
of it.
books
It's not.
are, Earthbender?
Yeah, of course. And he takes out his scrollings of notes he's been taking the entire time. Of course.
Of coal.
Of course.
You've just
Also
written
read a book
coal
with the
here
minerals.
about 30 times, and you've forgotten the A in that word about 10.
That's like coal. That's different though. That's shorthand for coal.
It's a
It's an
four-letter word. Is it really that essential to remove another letter?
What do you think about it? Coal runs the world, right? Now, we need to write things, obviously. How else can you write things about coal? You can't. But also, coal's pretty expensive. So if you save one A out of every 10,000 letters, that's a whole nother chunk of coal.
You just watch as like everyone on the Skype is just silence for a few minutes as everyone like thinks this through, as if for a moment they're like, "Wait, is he onto something?" No, it's just bullshit.
This has a pure confidence.
Could you please roll me with? I'm gonna get you to trick an NPC. I just want to see how effective this is.
Okay. Now let me quickly get used to this. Where is? Oh wait, no, sorry. I had to get out of that because I was making changes before. Go back here. Trick NPC. Where is it?
Why are people insulting Chirpy again? What? Chirpy's
I don't think it
cute.
was insult.
Yeah, listen to this comment from the Gentleman. I imagine Rung-Bolo and
moots.
Chirpy as the sky bison flies, just holding the monstrosity like it was flying. He's not a monstrosity. Chirpy's gorgeous. I described a cute creature. You shut the fuck up. If anyone insults Chirpy in front of me, I'm banning them. Nah, I'm not going to do that. I'm kidding.
It's an 8 looking great. I don't know if it came through for you.
8 looking great. Is that what it says? Gotta refresh
I know, that's what I say.
refresh
It
the
said,
log.
It's success with consequences.
Oh, I
I'm
got
like,
logged
oh,
out.
no, I don't like that.
Interesting. Looks like I've been. Let me just try and log back in so I can actually see the.
If
There we
got
go, I'm
the
back in.
devs to write,
8.
got the devs to add things like bingo terminology, like 11, legs 11, or something like that. 8, looking great. That'd be so good.
Looks like
Bingo.
you've got 2 fat airbenders. No. All right, we can see it now in chat. Good, yeah. 3 plus 5 equals 8. Success with consequences. Excellent. Yeah, wrong. As you say this, there's like a moment as everyone kind of like thinks through. You see a Heaney just go, yeah. Not even for a second believing this. People still being shit about Chirpy. Leave Chirpy alone. # leave Chirpy alone.
Chirpy has a wicked soul.
He's beautiful on the inside. No, he's beautiful on the outside. Chirpy's cute. There's nothing cuter than a corgi with a sparrow's head, tail, and feet. Nothing.
Just, you don't want to know what's going on in Chirpy's head. It's not good.
He's got those like those dead bird eyes where it's just like dark.
It just like
just capable of like anything. Literally, like you look at it, it's like look into the eyes of Cthulhu. It's like, oh, okay.
what sound does Chirpy make?
It's just like when you see Hypnotoad, it's like
all hail the Hypnotoad.
It says Edward.
All right, what sound does Chirpy make? That's a good
It's like
question.
a raptor, like.
What sound would Chirpy make?
yeah, Chirpy, I love you.
That's not cute at all.
That's adorable. He's like just gnashing my finger.
Oh my god! As you let go to feed Chirpy, hold some seed out, and he just bites your hand. I know. In my mind, Chirpy makes like little like chirping noises, not. Sorry, podcast listeners. Sorry, anyone wearing headphones. My bad. Chirpy talks like a parrot. Who's a good boy then?
Ah, that would be so cool.
He doesn't talk. He's a sparrow. No. Damn it. He's not a sparrow. He's a sporgy. There you go. That's what he's called.
I was hoping we could win him over just then, which is what you said. I'm like, oh yes, we can make this work.
No, he's a sporgy. Leave him alone. Chirpy's perfect. I still haven't drawn cute Chirpy. I will draw cute Chirpy only because I want to prove that cute Chirpy's possible. No one seems to believe me. I swear.
I'm with you here.
In my mind, it's so cute what I'm imagining, but everyone else seems to see a monstrosity. I can only conclude that everyone else is insane.
An emu is like terrifying.
What's that? Sorry, Dave.
Because Chirpy's like the size of a corgi, right? Like it's like a small dog. Yeah. So how big is its beak? That is terrifying. Beaks are not cute. Beaks are like ducks don't have beaks. They're bills, and those are cute. But like
the beak of a cockatiel, like sort of thing. It's not like a big toucan. It's not like a big falcon. Like it's like a little cockatiel beak.
Not like a big falcon.
It's like it's eating seed, not people.
Nah, Chirpy's got a taste for human flesh now. He's evolving like Darwin's finches. Over time, his beak becomes more and more like a peregrine falcon.
I don't know. I think.
It's all right. I will make Chirpy cute. I swear. I will. We've gotten sidetracked. Everyone knows Chirpy's cute. End of discussion. I'm the dungeon master. I say this is real. Chirpy's cute. You have to deal with it. I'm God in this world. So, I hate to play that card, but I have to. Sometimes you got to stand by your gun. Excuse me, as Rung is like mucking around with Chirpy, playing with Chirpy. What were we talking about? I got so far distracted.
He rolled.
Oh, I rolled the coal. Thank you. Yeah.
You rolled the coal.
Yeah, thank you. People sort of looking around. Pion just sort of muses and goes, maybe coal is a metaphor for the things that you value in life, Rung. The friendship that you found along the way. You hear Tien under his voice go, fucking doesn't add up. It's not mathematically sound. I've done the calculations.
But
Heaney just goes,
your friends
right.
burned them. Wait. No,
yeah, Heaney just snorts. Heaney just snorts under a breath and goes, yeah, right. Now, quick question. Oh, sorry, no, go, Dave.
Tan, do you look down at the other nations?
Well, I mean, we're on top of a bison. How can we not look down at them?
Okay, I think you're intelligent enough to know that I wasn't being metaphorical with that one, Tien.
And I think you're intelligent enough to have figured out the pattern of when you ask me questions, the type of answers that I give you.
I'm gonna use my move, which is straight shooter.
Ooh.
You tell an NPC the blunt, honest truth about what you really think of them and their plans. I'm just gonna tell them what I think of him, and I guess his plans for the future.
Okay.
Roll with focus. On a hit, they'll look upon your honesty favorably.
Mm-hmm.
They'll answer a non-compromising question honestly and grant you a simple favor.
Ooh.
On a 7 to 9, I'll just roll first and see.
Yeah, let's see how it goes. If it's a 1, then we can.
Did you see that? That is a 9.
Hasn't come through yet, but I'll give it a second.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure it'll pop through in a moment for us. Yep, it's come through on my screen. It'll come through on the stream in a second, I think.
Yeah.
Yep, it's just come through. 9 success. Yeah,
that's a full success, is it?
With consequences.
No, it's like a. They also give. Hang on a hit. On a 7 to 9, they also give you an honest assessment of how they see you. Yep. Mark a condition.
Okay.
Okay.
So, do you tell us first? You tell me what you think of him.
Look, Tian, I think you have a bit of an attitude problem. Okay, these are my friends. I've traveled with them, and I've seen them do amazing, great, sometimes destructive, but amazing things. And that goes for all of them. I really don't like the way that you speak to I just don't like your attitude and the way that you treat other people. It's not the Airbender way.
Pion looks at you, Aal, gives you a nod, and looks at Tien expectantly, like a teacher looking at a naughty child. Tien sort of like pauses and goes like, "You've had it easy, you know. How many of us have heard about Aal's the youngest airbender in a generation to get his Airmaster tattoos? Aal's the youngest to master this airbending technique. Do you know what it's like being compared to you? Everything, all the time? Just because you got a great teacher in the Northern Air Temple. Everyone wants Monk Gyatso. Everyone thinks he's great. He's such an easy master. I bet you didn't even have to work that hard to get your tattoos. He probably just like fucking baked you a cake and then gave you your tattoos. Some sort of like fruit tart. That's my problem."
Isn't getting your tattoos easy though? Like, don't you just be an airbender?
No, you have to master all 12 airbending techniques, basic airbending techniques, to become an airbending master. It's not easy. It's hard work.
There's a technique, and he spins the marbles around his hand.
That hasn't been invented yet. I'm pretty sure Aang invents that as part of
Does
his...
he? No, I'm pretty sure he's...
Or does he learn it from Gyatso?
Maybe. I think he learned it from Gyatso.
Because the one Aang invents is the air scooter, and that's how he gets his tattoos so early, because he invents a whole new airbending technique, basically.
I thought you would have like a Kashigi bowl then, if you ever remember that toy from like 2010, maybe before 2010s.
Nah.
It's like a bowl that was like, it's like a silver bowl, and it's basically covered in like a clear plastic or glass, and the thing looks like when you rolled it, like you're making a bowl float. It was massive out of nowhere.
What's it called?
For a long time. It's like a Koshigi bowl. It's so bad.
How do you spell it?
Koshigi. Koshigi bowl. I'm pretty sure it's what it's called. It's like, it's not cool. They try to make it look cool. It got very popular.
I'm getting no results that look anything like what you just described.
Yeah, I can't spell Koshigi.
Oh, Fushigi. Sorry, Fushigi. Fushigi.
Fushigi bowl. Oh, yeah. What? When
you did like that little thing like that. There's a whole video you should watch. It's like 2
ball.
minutes.
I thought you said bowl.
Hilarious. Oh, yeah. So I'm from Broken Hill, and I say bowl and bowl the same way.
Is it a way of doing contact juggling? Is that what this is? Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's like a magician's thing that blows.
It's like from Labyrinth, where David Bowie does like the trick with the glass sphere. It's not actually him; it's another person doing it. But yeah.
Sorry about the babe. What babe?
The babe with the power.
What power?
Shout out! Great movie. Go see it. It's aged beautifully because it's all special effects done with puppets, and it's fantastic. And David Bowie is amazing in everything he does, and no one can talk me out of it.
And amazing in tights.
Yes, exactly. And we know how much Ali loves puppets, so Ali probably loves that film, right?
It's a horror film.
It's a horror film for you.
It's scarier than actual horror.
Hang on. What about the tiny dog puppet that rides a slightly larger actual dog? Come on, like that's pretty cute. Come on, he's a tiny dog knight who rides a dog. He's only slightly big. He's only slightly smaller than the dog he rides, and they look the same. Come on, that's pretty cool. Come on.
Ellie's sleep paralysis demon is like a bird. She can't.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, that is what Tien says back to you.
So reading this, it says on a hit, they'll look upon your honesty favorably. They'll answer a non-compromising question honestly and grant you a simple favor. And then it says on a 7 to 9, they will also give an honest assessment of how they see you.
Yeah, he's answered your question. You asked what's with his attitude. You said I don't like your attitude. What's with your attitude? So he's answered that question, and he's also given you an honest assessment of you as well. What would you, with your simple favor, because you didn't sort of ask for anything particular, that favor's banked. You can ask for something.
The way I interpret it was that I can ask a question afterwards.
You can ask a question afterwards. Yeah, of course you can. Yeah, go on.
But they'll also look upon your honesty favorably.
Yeah,
meaning that like he's internalizing it a bit, maybe.
Yeah, and he's also given you the courtesy of answering honestly as well.
Yeah, okay.
That's part of it as well. Answering, like telling you what he thinks in a very plain way.
Yeah. Okay. Well, like, it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy at all. We had to work hard for it. What do you want? What do you want as a monk, as a airbender? What is it that you want to aim toward?
I want to earn my tattoos.
And part of that is the airbender culture. So being this closed off to the other nations is only working against your flow, your fluidity of airbending. It'll trickle through.
To your eyes, he has tattoos. You can see he's got the blue arrows on his hands and on his head. It looks like he's got his tattoos.
Oh. And you already have some tattoos, don't you?
No. And he begins rubbing at his skin and rubs off the painted on tattoos that he's drawn himself.
That's suspicion. Well, I mean, we got some time to the Northern Air Temple. Do you want me to go through some airbending stuff with you?
Yes. Thank you.
Cool. I'll goes off of Tien.
Okay, just the back of the bison, like
three
3 steps away, and then it's still there. Alrighty, what things would you be teaching Tien or going through with Tien?
It'd be like questioning where he's struggling with the most and what he feels like. It's also an exploration of his feelings because he seems very guarded and closed off.
Mate, he's a teenager.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you.
Like trying to suss out his insecurities and like.
Mate, he's a teenager. It's the whole experience of being a teenager is being insecure. That's like 90% of it.
Wait,
I reach over and pop one of his
insecurity
pimples
goes away after you're a teenager?
Sometimes. If you're very lucky and wish very hard, the security fairy comes and grants you security. And takes away your money.
That's different.
So you get the sense going through with him that what he really struggles with most of all is some pretty basic stuff. Like, he can do the movements that he needs to do, but his fundamental flaw is actually understanding air as an element, understanding the changeability of it, understanding its very real force and the feeling of it. Like, this looks like a person who's tried to learn how to do everything from books, not embracing the feeling. And very quickly you get the idea that, like, he kind of knows some of the buzzwords to say, but he doesn't really understand the element of air at all, really. He doesn't understand how wind can be invisible, intangible, yet push with the force of 1,000 horses or 1,000 oxen. How it can gently flow and at the same time erode mountains with that same force. He doesn't understand that. How it can blow and gust and lie.
Okay, well, I explained to him.
The universe is made of atoms.
Some
of those atoms really compressed. Sorry.
Here's the thing. So gases in an open space. No.
Yeah, no, I mean, I just go through fundamentals with him, but I also point out that air is actually a fluid. It flows just in the same way water does. So when I airbend, I imagine water sometimes when I was going through the fundamentals, and like, as you can visualize that easier. And yeah, I just go through that stuff with him to help his fundamentals and basic theory.
Okay, could you please roll with focus for me?
I am a focusing boy.
Or how
There's
many?
a 15.
15. Is it really?
Yeah, I get a +3, so it's 6 + 6 + 3.
Oh my god!
That's the first 15.
That's the highest. That's the highest roll we've ever had in this campaign.
It's the highest roll possible, I think.
Yeah. Woo! 15 to pass on knowledge.
This man's life.
The NPCM I never see again.
Start tattooing.
No, not anymore. Tien's now going to be a recurring character, as you have now trained him to be like one of the next airbending masters. At least until Sozin's comet arrives. So yeah, no. I imagine as the Fire Nation like begins storming up the side of the Southern Air Temple, he like steps out. He's like, using the techniques that Aal has taught me, and then just is incinerated. He's just incinerated as he goes to say that. I shall defend my home with the techniques passed on by Aal of the. He's just gone.
I've got it. I have got it.
He steps out. I finally got my tattoos finished.
Sozin's just like lightning.
Scene from just Terminator, skeleton on the fence.
That's canon now. This is exactly what happens. Tien, the moment he gets his tattoos, as they like finish the final tap of the tattoo, flame comes down and takes him out. I am complete. No, I'll explaining.
This is what the outside's like.
The sun is too hot. It's burnt away. I'll as you go over, particularly the metaphor of air is like a liquid, air flows. That really inspires him. That tiny, insignificant piece of information that you've given changes his entire worldview, and things start clicking. Before too long, he's able to do the techniques that you've been doing for ages, clumsily and shoddily, but still following along, and something has clicked. Watching from behind, for those of you who, for the rest of you, Pion has been watching this exchange and listening, sort of just to see what Aal is telling him. And as Aal describes this, Pion sort of like nods and looks a bit thoughtful. And then as he watches Tien starting to get this, and Aal teaching him, Pion gets this very interesting look on his face. This look of pride, but then also a little bit of hunger as well. Aal, you don't see this.
Yep. Oh, Aal
Does
trust
Oki
Pion
see?
and like Shay.
Oki does, yes.
Alright. She's, filing that one away. She's like, I'm not so sure about this guy.
As he's sort of watching Aal teach, he sort of looks over at you guys and goes, he is a very gifted teacher. This is a natural. I had been struggling to help Tien understand for a number of months, and yet Aal comes in and within a few seconds has done more than I could have taught in many, many weeks. Fascinating.
It's fascinating, or just a difference of technique. I mean, there's many ways to achieve the same goal, but sometimes, one way is more compatible with one student and the other is, vice versa.
Though the water takes many pathways, it always flows downhill.
Oh, you're Northern Air Temple, aren't you? Could be a Northern Air Temple thing. Maybe this education center is a good deal. Maybe
That
it's
is in the Western Air
combining
Temple.
knowledge from all the different things. But maybe combining all the knowledges together in one hub, one could say. One
Oh, don't say it.
cultural
Don't
hub.
say it. Oh, no!
The desert.
No!
Every episode will have a reference to it.
The those times when you improvise something and you say it and then you think to yourself, I hope this doesn't come back and like get turned into this massive thing. It'll come back and haunt me almost every single session.
None
I didn't think
of
that
the players remember it's the Misty Oasis. We all just call it the cultural hub.
Culture Hub of the Desert. I didn't think that at the time, but in hindsight, it was the perfect combination of things to make you guys repeat it forever. One, it was said in a funny voice by a crazy NPC. That's already going to get into your minds. The Cultural Hub of the Desert. That's already going to do it. That's in your minds now. That's how you hear it. The other problem is that it's a really good meter and flow to it. It almost sounds like poetry. I should have known. I think it might even be iambic pentameter, which is what Shakespeare wrote his shit
I was
in.
gonna say
Cultural Hub.
I am.
Oh, fuck, it is. Oh my god. So
Cultural hub of the desert.
Cultural Hub of the Desert. It is. It's a pentameter. Oh my god. So this is the problem, right?
Their
Regrets.
genius is just too much.
No, that's regret, and it's regret and bitter regret at that.
It's been about 12 years since I've heard the phrase iambic pentameter.
Enjoy.
About 31 years for me, but I never heard it before.
I was gonna say, you're much older than I thought you were.
They're listening to 1,000 hello when
It's
you were
been
born.
over
Like, oh, yeah,
4,000 years since I've heard iambic pentameter. Some upstart playwright, some Bill Shackerspout, just kept going on about it.
Yeah.
At the World Gym, I think it was, or World Theatre, I don't know.
The
something
Globe
like that.
something.
He was bipping and bopping. Had a thing for King Richards. Did a number of those. I think he did 4 of them.
The pot pad.
And then he did a lot of mushrooms with me and wrote something called A Midsummer Night's Dream.
It was too progressive for my liking.
Yeah. A lot of mushrooms we did that night. Many, many mushrooms. Of a vastly hallucinogenic properties. So Pions are looking at us. Though the water flows in many directions, it does always flow downstream. Very true, very true. I just had no idea that our youngest airbender was not just a prodigy in airbending, but also a prodigy in teaching. Perhaps I may have a proposition for him in the future. Something that might interest him.
Like, there was something like an insight check that I could do.
Yeah, absolutely. So insight check is assess the situation.
Creepy vibes going off.
Assess the situation.
Yeah, can I assess the situation?
Nah, not this time. Sorry, it's too late. No, of course you can. Of course you can.
The creepy old man's about to proposition me. Yeah, please
Yeah.
assess the situation.
It's just a little bit odd.
Let's see if I can find a pentameter to shove that iambic.
The eyes just like darting towards Oki now, just like.
I need an adult.
I need an adult.
I knew that'd get Dave. I am an adult. Anyone seen Dragon Ball Z Abridged? My favourite lines. I do a good guru, I have to say.
Wow.
You've unlocked my true potential? It wasn't much.
Yes. So far.
Avatar Bridge series can also recommend.
Avatar Abridged?
Avatar Bridge.
How did I not think of this? I'm going to have to do my own version. Isn't that just the Ember Island players, though?
No.
Just literally, just have, I would redo Avatar the Last Airbender, but just all by the Ember Island players, and that would be my version of Avatar Abridged, because that's just hilarious. Like, when Toph comes in as the screaming macho man. I said sounds by screaming. I've got a pretty good look at you right now.
I just saw how loud that scream must have been, because it was out of the microphone range.
I know, I had to turn just to be safe, yeah. No. Still good, eh?
For podcast listeners, yeah.
Sorry, children.
Like, I'm dying.
No, I'm not going to do it again. I'm going to have to find a way to do the guru voice in D&D or Avatar now. I'm going to have to find a character for it, because I forgot I could do that voice until right that second when I said, I need an adult. I am an adult. Sorry, we're off track again. Oki, what was your role?
Devon. Success.
You may ask a question. What is your question?
It's not so much like that she wants to ask a question, but more.
No, not asking him a question. You can ask me a question.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, you do need an adult.
Yeah. No. More like the creepy factor just seems to be like off the scale. So sort of what seemed to be his like outward intentions, like, you know, she caught that weird look that when Aal successfully taught his student, now he's like, oh, I might have to proposition him, and it's like, she's like, are you going to try and...
For the record, he didn't say, I will have to proposition him. He said, I may have a proposition for him. I just want to make sure that's clear here. Look, there's a lot of commentary we could do here. There's a lot of commentary we could do here about a monk propositioning a child. But I feel like our own reality has covered that for us. We don't need to do that. Our own reality's done that. We have enough priests and monks doing that we don't need to. I don't need to point it out. That was what the Spotlight article was all about. I don't need to do it.
Just priests.
We know all about it. Mostly priests. Exclusively priests from one religion.
I was picturing more with like proposition thing, like it was some like, you know, like person in like the 1800s, like, you know, just like owns a farm or something in like Louisiana. Like, wow, hey, I have a proposition for you now.
Yeah, I've got a proposition for you.
Proposition.
Yes, I see you have a number of slaves that I would like to acquire. So I'm going to make you a slave, and therefore your slaves my slaves. Jesus.
Say.
What?
No, I wasn't thinking of like Mr. Candy from like Hateful Eight or something. No, it wasn't Hateful Eight. Django Unchained.
Django Unchained. Because anytime anyone ever says anything about the South, I just picture Django Unchained. And I know that's probably not fair on Americans, but hey, it's who you are, and embrace it. No.
He's the one villain Quentin Tarantino hates. Out of all his villains, he hates the one that he did because it was so good. And he just hates how realistic he is. It's like, I don't like that one.
Yeah, no, he absolutely nails it because we absolutely hate that character so much. It's unfair making Leo play him. Oh no, it's not, because Leo's gone a bit weird, hasn't he? He's a bit gross now.
Maybe. No. But he did cut his hand in that scene. He kept the scene going, so I kind of guess maybe he's a little bit weird. Just keep going.
Okay. This is what you get from this. It's been a very, very sidechain. Just punch my microphone. Very sidechain session tonight. We're easily sidetracked. Looks like this. We're driving on a very dirt road, going off on the rails a little bit. Yes. So, Aal conditions guilty. Oh right, because you needed to mark a condition from before.
Yeah, I accidentally just rolled harmony.
That's okay. That's absolutely fine. Yeah. Okay. Pion has talked a little bit, I would say favorably, about this group called the Guiding Wind. The name The Guiding Wind implies, well, I think it's safe to say it implies an element of teaching, or an element of direction, an element of helping people choose a pathway, shining a light along a road that they want people to walk. To guide them, one might say.
Well,
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. You get the sense that when he was talking about, he explicitly said it was amazing how Aal guided him through the steps. Just that use of the word guided sort of jars in your ears a little bit, like with a capital G.
Beyond, is it less that Aal is guiding him through this and more he's seeing the student where he is, sort of as he is, like, he's not some being to be guided. I mean, he's just someone just needed to show the poor kid what it was actually about. I mean,
but show, poor kid. Tien has been struggling for some time. That was the beauty of Aal's instruction. Found out where Tien was, found which stage of the pathway he had gotten stuck, and came and held his hand and guided him along the pathway to the end. Is that not the role of every good teacher? When our students or our children get waylaid or lost along the way, we as the parents, as the teachers, must come and help them find their way back onto the path once more. I'm sure your parents would have done the same for you, and probably have done the same for you, your friends. Your friend Ahini here, I'm sure many times she has had to guide you back onto the correct path.
Ahini sort of looks at Oki and goes, no, mostly I'm the one getting into trouble, and Oki's having to kind of like get me back off it. We're actually a pretty bad combination, to be honest. I have like really crazy ideas, and Oki has, I would say, no common sense. Yeah, no restraint. Just is like, yes, she's a classic enabler. Actually, I would say.
Classic enabler.
Indeed, then Ahini, are you not lucky to have Oki come and guide? No, you said she's an enabler. Well, then perhaps you would have benefited from a guide such as Aal. I'm sure on your journeys, Aal has provided spiritual guidance to you as an air nomad, and clearly knowledgeable about the ways of the nomadic life, the ways of harmony. I'm sure he has spoken to you many times.
What was that? Sorry,
Rung was just like, he just says just quickly like, Aal did stop her trying to chop someone's arm off. That was hand, just hand. That was arm. He's a good guy.
Rather extreme example. Very, very funny. Good.
That's how good he is. That's how good he is. He can stop that.
Indeed. Excellent. Probably best not to cut other people's arms off, though I'm sure your cause or grievance was significant to warrant such a response. But Aal was right to dissuade you from this path. We must be better We merely hurt those who have hurt us. Is that not a cycle of hatred and hurt that will last forever? Dragging us all down into a vortex.
To be fair, I mean, I was going to give the arm to someone else. I mean, so less of a continuance of pain and more of a transference of it.
Ah, yes, it is easy to see the world in such ways. By hurting one, we can heal another, right? Unfortunately.
Quite literally, sometimes.
Indeed, but there is still no change to the amount of hurt. The person that has been hurt in response must now hurt another. Does that not pass along the burden to others, perhaps less deserving?
Rung's doing the heavy breathing meditation again, trying to think on this.
Okay.
A hypothetical.
Indeed, I do love hypotheticals.
Say there was a power where you could obtain the bending power to control people like puppets, essentially. Let's, just like you'd control the other elements. And now you were, well, for easy sakes, we'll just call it blood bending. So say you're blood bending someone to try and teach them a new skill.
This term was mentioned back at the Seers Lodge. Is this a hypothetical, or are you going to ask me an actual question?
The hypothetical part is if someone's being bloodbended and being taught a skill, does the negative of the bloodbending cancel out the positive of the learning a skill? Or
the intention is what matters in that situation. Has the person consented to the teaching? Both the student and the teacher.
Consider it learning by force.
What is the skill? It would be important to know. If the skill is how to perpetrate, to learn how to bloodbend, then this is merely passing on more pain to more people, spreading like a virus. No, but if the skill was healing, that would be different. If this bloodbender was to only do this to one person, yet the healer was to go forth into the world and heal many, then that pain would have created and improved the lives of many others. That, I would say, would potentially be a net benefit.
And so, if a spirit was to come to you and be like, hey, Peon, I can give you what you want, but in return you have to, let him out of the spirit portal.
Mm-hmm.
Would you do it?
Well, it depends. Can I trust what he has to say?
You can trust that he will give you what he promises.
But spirits can be tricky, and what I think he's promised can be very different to what he's actually saying. Let's say, for the sake of your hypothetical, that yes, I can trust every word he says. I cannot know the consequences of my actions. I could be unleashing terrible destruction, or great good. But because I do not know, I would need to find out. I have a responsibility to understand the consequences before engaging in the act. Think before doing. I think that is one of the problems of the other nations, especially the Fire Nation, tend to act first, think later. Does that answer your question?
No, I think it does. Thank you.
It makes more questions. Is that a normal airbender thing to happen? I have more questions now.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Fulfilled. Oh, God. Oh, how long do we have to spend here? I don't think I can handle this. It goes back to breathing.
Okay, fantastic. Anything else you guys wanted to say or do, or I might do a little bit of a time skip?
Rung's practicing meditation.
Beautiful. The day continues on. You enjoy your rations as the sky bison flies over the endless blue ocean below you, clouds occasionally dotting the landscape, but for the most part, clear blue skies. As night begins to fall, Lake Shay comes back and lies down and has a bit of a nap while Pion takes back control. Sky Bison. As night falls and the moon rises high above you, a waning moon now, having passed its full moon peak 2 nights ago. You find yourselves in a moment of calm. Blankets are brought out from underneath one of the saddlebags and distributed by Tsun, who has finished her breathing exercises, been doing them literally for 9 hours, and then comes over and goes, Aal. Can you teach me airbending? I was talking to Tien and he's so not grumpy right now. I thought maybe you'd like killed him and replaced him with someone else. Can you do that? Is that a thing? That'd be cool. If I like breathe on him too hard, is he just going to turn back into cloud? Is he like a cloud person, Aal? Did you make Tien into a cloud person?
I mean, clouds were involved. I mean, I'm pretty tired, but we could go through some fundamentals now before bed.
It's okay, we can do it in the morning. I like, he seems so happy after like going through airbending with you, and sometimes I worry that like, what if I run out of happiness one day? So like, I just want to build up a huge bank of happiness that I can just pull out whenever I need.
I think Sister Sun, you'll be fine for happiness. You've got some good energy about you. You're a good girl.
Everyone says I've got too much energy, so it's nice that you think it's good. Thank you.
I'll let you into a little secret soon.
Yeah?
When the adults aren't around, I have too much energy.
What do you do? Do you like do pranks?
Well, that was this one time when Mako was talking to a guard, and Rung and I got a wheelbarrow, and we just rammed it into him, but then we fell over. But it was really fun.
So you attacked him with a wheelbarrow?
Well, we were trying to like pick him up on the way past and like run off with him in the wheelbarrow.
I don't think physics works that way.
You're a bright girl, son.
She doesn't say that.
Okay.
She doesn't say that. And that didn't
we
work.
found out it didn't.
That should have worked.
It should have worked, right?
It should have worked. And then he should have like rolled over and been like sitting or like in the wheelbarrow, like with his arms and legs out, looking silly like a starfish.
I agree. Okay, so tomorrow morning we'll catch up and we'll go through some fundamentals together.
Okay, cool. I want to learn how to blow a really big breath of air to like push people's hats off and stuff. Like, she does this. Massive gusts of air, just like buffet around, and you see Legshay like look up, half asleep, run over and go, finger over the lips. We've talked about this, Sun. No more wind blowing, please. Sorry. It's okay. I'm going to take my finger away now. I'm really sorry. I just thought it'd be cool to show Aal what I can do. I thought he might be able to like teach me some stuff so that I could be better at being an airbender. Maybe in the morning. Yes? Yeah, okay. Do we have any chocolate? I'm really like hungry and I haven't had anything sweet for like 3 days. I may have some cocoa.
You guys eat chocolates?
Yeah. Oh, you've had chocolate before. The Air Nomads have cocoa beans from a number of the jungles, especially the eastern and the southern air temples. But you've probably tried cocoa before.
I'd like some chocolate too, Sister Legshay, when you hand those out.
She looks just like, I don't have any. She's like looking around like I really don't. I don't have. I'm sorry.
Okay, just thought I'd ask. Don't stress. In the morning, I'll take Sister Sun off your hands for a bit.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Has Pion spoken to you at all?
I mean, apart from when you left the conversation and he made his views a bit clearer on where he stands with...
More about after you worked with Tien.
Oh, no, I haven't seen him. I've just been chilling out with Tien. Have you seen this 180? He's a good lad.
You've done a really good job. A really good job. You trust Monk Gyatso, correct? You trust Gyatso to help you make the right decisions. Right?
I do, but Monk Gyatso also told me and taught all of us that we should also think for ourselves.
Yes, that's very true, Aang. Sometimes though, when you're offered things and they look a bit different to what they actually are, sometimes it'd be good to talk to someone and get their perspective on things. If Pion offers you anything or wants you to do anything, talk to Monk Gyatso about it first, okay?
Okay, but if it's chocolate, I'm just going to take it, so...
That's fine. That's okay. I understand. I just want to say that there's no chocolate on this bison. I just want you to understand that. That's a t-shirt. There's no chocolate on this bison.
Yes! I would buy that as a mouse pad.
Yeah, there's no chocolate on this bison, sorry.
It's all right. I'm just teasing you, Sister Lakeshay.
Okay.
It's okay.
Very good. I'm going to try and get some sleep. I'll take over from Pion halfway through the...
Okay. Cool.
Good night. Soon? Bedtime. Oh, but the moon's only just overhead.
If you sleep now, I'll wake up earlier and we can start earlier tomorrow. So the sooner you go to sleep, the sooner we can start.
Yep. She immediately pulls her blankets up. Okay. She like tucks herself in, and then you hear her like fake snoring. I'm doing it.
Cute.
Good luck. If anyone is sleeping next to her, she kicks. Right, I'm going back to the front of the bison. And Lakeshay walks up, curls up.
The bison.
Yeah. You put Mako next to her.
Just like,
And you guys tuck in for the night. The next morning, Aal, you go through some training with Sun. She's a very bright, very excited girl, but no direction. And her ability to maintain focus is atrocious. Any tiny thing can distract her and send her spiraling off, much like us this session of Avatar Legends tonight. Any slight hint of anything else, and she just goes rolling off in a random direction. But yeah, I'm happy for you to use that harmony roll that you rolled by accident as your like training for her, because I think you would need more harmony than focus with her. Be able to be like, zen, to try and keep yourself centered. Yeah, you were able to show her a few things. 8. Success. You're absolutely able to show a few things. And while you get the sense that most of what you've gone through with her, she's going to get mixed up or have around the wrong way, you know there's a couple of core things that she's gotten from you that she will carry forwards and that she understands.
Is there anything that holds her attention? Anything at all? Airbending related or not airbending related?
Ooh, that's a good question. She keeps coming back to animals. All the time. Like, about the bison, like, do you think he's hungry? I don't know if they fed him last night. I was asleep, so I didn't see. And I don't see any. Did we leave the hail saddlebags behind? She's like looking around for the food. Yeah, you get the sense she cares deeply about the animals. And when she sees Chirpy, as like Rung opens his eyes in the morning and really like wakes himself up and goes to feed Chirpy, she loses her shit. Like, oh my god!
Right? How ugly is it?
He's so cute. It starts like kissing Chirpy.
Shut your mouth, Al. He's adorable. This is Chirpy. He's amazing. Look at his eyes. His eyes show love. Here's some seed. It's also got bits of fish in there. He loves it. I, like, fill her hand full of seed and fish.
Why are you mixing seed and fish? And Chirpy's like, blah, blah, blah. What? How old is Chirpy? How old is Chirpy?
I don't know. The pet shop owner said to her, look at Chirpy and like, yeah, good question. How old is Chirpy? Chirpy, how old are you? Look at him. Stare at his beak. Look at his beak, and it's all like, put his beak open. See 2 rings. Maybe he's like 2. I think Chirpy's 2. Yeah, let's go for 2.
A little baby. Did he hatch out of an egg, or was he like born from like a live birth?
Good question. It's Chirpy.
Do you reckon he drank milk as a baby? Or, like, did he eat worms?
Oh, I've heard about people making, like seeds and nuts into milk. So maybe
worms would have been gross.
Nut milk. What was that, Al? Did you say Chirpy is not gross?
Worms would be gross.
Right.
Worms are gross.
Does he have a butt or a cloaca?
What's a cloaca?
It's a thing birds have. It's like their bird butts.
He just picks up Chirpy, turns her around. You tell me.
Cloaca.
Ah, cool. Chirpy, you got a cloaca.
She's already distracted.
Cool?
She's looking at something else.
Pets and Chirpy. Oh, goodbye. Chirpy, you got a cloaca. You're going around telling everyone, Chirpy's got a cloaca.
Amazing. Oh my god.
Oh no, now there are 2.
Excuse me. The rest of the day continues much the same. Mostly relaxing, mostly chilling out. Towards the end of the second day, Pion comes and approaches you, Alan. Aal, I wonder if I might have a few words with you just on the tail. It's towards the tail of the sky bison.
The boardroom.
Come, I've booked out the meeting room 2C, the tail room.
Would you join me? I have some questions I'd like to ask you if you don't mind. Just Aal. Sorry, I don't want to disturb all of you. Please enjoy your meal.
Yeah, sounds good. I saw Eon poop just before, so we won't be in any danger in the tail room. So
we should be fairly safe. We should have probably called out, "Look out below." I sometimes forget to do that.
Al looks down. It's just water that we're
It's just
over,
water.
right?
Yeah, it's just open ocean.
Would have been
Far
fun.
below there, you can see a fishing boat, suspiciously brown. No.
Cool.
Yes, Al. You showed a bit of aptitude, quite a bit of aptitude, training Tien, and now today spending time with Sun as well. Had you ever considered training or teaching?
I mean, yeah, Monkey Atsu was recommending me to that, but I felt like I needed to explore the world and get a bit of experience first. See what the other nations are like and meet, my friends.
Absolutely. No, I could not agree more. You just seem to have such a gift and such an active mind. I think our organization, I think it could benefit from your insights and your youthful vigor.
Your organization? Sorry, I'm still pretty young, so I got heaps of time. I intend to live till 100. So,
Well, that's awkward.
Yes, I have been working for some time, consulting with a group known as the Guiding Wind. We spoke of them before yesterday.
yeah. I mean, it's a cool name.
Yes,
It's
we
a cool name.
believe that sometimes when people lose their way, there should be those of us, wiser, more learned, to help guide them back on the path. When you are lost in a storm and winds buffeting you from all around, to provide that avenue, that pathway, always calm in the storm, to help you find your way, safe land once again.
So, you guide airbenders that have lost their way? And
Yes,
what do you mean by
airbenders.
lost their way?
Well, sometimes people can forget their connections, forget their history, forget their traditions, for example. Sometimes we find airbenders who have given up on a number of the spiritual connections that make our nation strong. We help to educate them, get them back on track again. To understand what's special about being an airbender.
It's true. I did hear Brother Dale ate some meat the other day, a while ago, and
Yes, see?
it's just...
We're not eating the occasional piece of meat as a personal choice. We would offer alternatives. Vegetarianism. Find out why they felt the need to eat the flesh of another. Not force them, just understand. Like what you did with Tien. Understand where he is and how to get him back on track to where he should be. To help him realize his full potential. I think you could do the same for some members of our organization.
Are they at the Northern Air Temple?
Oh, you'll find our members in most of the temples, traveling around as well.
Okay, so what is it exactly that you're asking? Sorry, Brother Pine?
Chance to talk, and for you to meet some other members of our organization. There is someone at the Northern Air Temple I think it would be good for you to talk to, someone who you might be able to learn a little bit from and teach a little bit too.
Yeah,
There's
there's a
no need
chance
to
I
discuss
probably already
this.
know them, so...
You very well could. Try not to discuss this with Legshay. She has quite some opinions on the guiding. She sometimes sees the worst in people. She sees what we're doing as interfering with what she has in mind, but we like to think we're helping, gently guide back on track.
There's pros and cons for every side, so yeah, no, I'll meet who you're mentioning, and we'll see how we go.
Indeed, and most of our organization are young airbenders, those who have understood the importance of tradition, but are not fettered by the chains of inaction, like some of the older airbenders are. Monkeyatsu, your tutor has been a very active tutor. He's done a very good job helping you, but it looks to me like you have somewhat outgrown him. Would you agree?
I mean, part of it is why he asked me to go out and see the world, because he felt like I was ready. But
yes, indeed, you have grown beyond his guidance, and it's important to see our mentors in new ways once we have grown from out of their shadow. And Monkeyatsu is a very fine man, but I'm not sure he's as motivated and as energetic to see the bigger picture, see what good that we could do. Probably best not to mention this to him yet. He may get the wrong idea.
I mean, there's nothing to mention. You're just asking to meet someone at the Northern Air Temple.
Exactly.
You seem a bit sus about this, Brother Pine. You're being very cryptic and
it's just Sister
asking me to keep
Legshay.
things from Sister Legshay.
Yes, she's been
Monkeyatsu.
very against it from the start. She tied down by the fetters of inaction, the way I see it, and past grievances. Yes, some of our members did get a little bit carried away while they were setting up the learning center. I agree. Totally agree. But they have been talked to, and they have been guided back onto the right path. We need guidance too, occasionally. The guiding wind is not one person, it's not two people, it's everyone helping everyone else. And I just worry that some people see that as manipulation, when all we're trying to do is provide a helping hand. I don't want you to be dissuaded or talked out of a great opportunity before you have a chance to embrace it, because of the lack of imagination of old men and women, held back in the ties of the past.
Well, Brother Pine, you're being a bit cryptic. Once I hear more about your views, I'll make up my mind. But I am open to meeting this person and learning more about your organization.
Excellent, very good, Aal. Excellent. That's all I needed to hear.
I'm not making any promises until we properly talk about this.
I would not dream of imposing such a thing upon you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time.
Indeed.
Brother
Come, better hurry back before they eat all the snacks, hey?
Nah, I got some here in my pocket. You want some?
Very nicely done, Aal. Yeah, have some snacks.
We chat on some snacks in the tail room.
Nice. In the tail room. The night passes again without incident as you sleep through the night, and as morning breaks, you can see jagged coastline before you. Mountains rising up out of the ocean, forming the edge of the northern border of the Earth Kingdom. And nestled in amongst the mountains, within sight now, you can see the Northern Air Temple. Beautiful spires reaching up and down, forming out of the cliffs. Stunning, beautiful sight. And around it, flying high in the sky, hundreds of kites, some attached to strings, some being flown by airbenders as they spin and wheel and dive through the air. And as the sky bison begins taking you closer and closer and weaving through some of the mountain ranges, you begin to see other signs of air nomads around. Fields on the top of mountains that have been sort of partly carved down as if by wind, eroded away to form these plateaus with bison lazily lying around eating from bales of hay tended to by air nomads. Lemurs flying, through the air from trees, picking at fruit, causing mischief wherever they go. And as you come towards the main courtyard, you can see a group of young airbenders practicing their airbending techniques, pushing air and guiding it through, passing along this stone, being held aloft by wind as they pass it around, trying to keep the stone in the air with the force of their airbending on. And that is where we'll finish up for tonight, because I think that's a good point to wrap up without getting too deep into things, and it also gives Mako and Shurva, Bree and Andrew a chance to rejoin us without missing too much. But no, that is all for tonight. Thank you so much, everybody. It's so good to be back doing Avatar Legends. I forgot how much I had missed doing this. It's such a fun system, such a fun campaign. So thank you so much for coming and joining us tonight. I'll have this up on YouTube and Podbean in the next couple of days or so, and then obviously we will be back next week for more Avatar Legends. That's it from me. Until then,
see Aal join a cult.
see Aal join a cult. Until then, stay safe.
Become leader of a cult.
Yeah, potentially. Until then, stay safe, stay well. We will see you all again next time. Farewell, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye.